Hello and welcome to my podcast, BFAB T Todd. This is a podcast for ladies who are looking to become their best, fabulous self. I focus mainly on women who have lost themselves and who is looking to get back to themselves. Here at BFAB T Todd, we are working at becoming better one day at a time. There is no judgment here because we are all women who have went through something that changed us. But on the brighter side, we learn and we grow and we become better. So in today's episode, I would be discussing part 2 of what to work on during this time while we're practicing social distancing, shelter in place, quarantine, however you guys are calling it out there. If you haven't listened to my first episode of my new podcast, please do so. I give up to several ideas on, different things you can do while you're at home to become better. And as many people like to call it, a lot of people like to call it leveling up right now. Thanks to Sierra, since, she leveled up, right? Please make sure to follow me on my Instagram, and that's at becoming fabulous with T Todd. That's becoming fabulous with TEATODD. You can also follow me on Twitter or tweet me at BFABTTodd. Once again, that's BFAB TEATODD. And I just started my Twitter account, so please bear with me. I am not a Twitter user, but hey, why not? Let's just try new things, right? So if you're on Twitter, definitely follow me, hit me up, send me, like a hi or something, a tweet, I guess. Yeah, a tweet. What else did I want to say? My website. I will be creating, I'm creating a website now. So that's in the process and everything. So you guys can kind of just head there and you can find everything, at a one-stop shop type of thing. Let's see. What else do I want to talk about? This is why I need to definitely make sure I write down, notes, take notes, right? My website, YouTube. Excuse me. You can follow me or subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. My YouTube channel name is T Todd, and once again, that's TEATODD. I just really try to keep my name consistent throughout my social media, just to make it easier. But you can check out my previous videos, and please definitely leave me a comment and share with any of your other friends that you think might benefit from this. And like I said before, I am trying to I'm trying to create a community of ladies where we're not judging each other, but we are definitely trying to be our best fabulous selves, right? So for those of you who don't know me, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and why I started BFAB T Todd podcast and Becoming Fabulous with T Todd. So in a nutshell, I was doing the most after I gave birth to my daughter. I had quit my job. I started an online clothing store, and I went through a bout of mild depression and anxiety. For some reason, I didn't want to burden my husband with how I was feeling, and I kept a lot of my emotions bottled up and to myself. So most didn't know that anything was wrong with me. He knew something was up, but he, I just wouldn't really talk to him about it. So, I didn't even really realize anything was wrong with me. Actually, my mother-in-law, she called it out. She's like, I think you're depressed. And I was just thinking to myself, how how am I depressed? I am not a depressed person. That's for other people, So I think a lot of times when you're not in that moment, or you don't experience it, or you haven't been around anyone who's experienced that, you do have your preconceived notions on what things are, but you really don't know until, you lived it. So yeah, like I said, I didn't think anything was wrong with me, but as everyday life of motherhood had set in, I just couldn't handle it all. I knew I had to take care of my daughter and my husband, but by the end of the day, I had nothing left to give myself, and I was burnt out. Yeah. If you're a mom and you're listening to this, you probably understand where I'm coming from. It's like you wake up and you have to take care of the kids, right? Because the kids are up and they need to be fed. And so you're, depending on the age of your children, but this is more so with, moms with younger children, I would say, where you're still kind of doing a lot of stuff for them. So I guess that's what, like under the age of 8, 9. So, we're getting up, we're doing, sorry about that. I should probably have my phone off, huh? Or turn my volume down. So let me do that. But yeah, just, excuse me, you have to, just tend to the kids, get them ready for school, get them fed, get them out the door, whatever it is. If you have babies, you got to entertain them, and there's a lot. And then of course, if you're married and if you are a stay-at-home mom, you are trying to, make sure your home is in order, make sure your husband gets out the door on time for work. And, so you have a lot on your plate. And so by the end of the day, I was pretty burnt out. So it was like a never ending cycle of not taking care of myself or putting myself and my needs first. I wouldn't do that. I got to the point, what am I trying to say? I got to the point of not knowing who I was anymore. I let myself go, like really bad, I just let myself go. And I felt like I had no control over anything at that point anymore, because I think once you realize, like, at least for me, once I looked in the mirror and I was just like, who is this woman? This does not look like the woman. This does not feel like the woman who I used to be, or who I supposed to be. So at some point I started to like go to therapy and get help because I needed to get back to my life. Yeah, that was a whole journey in itself, trying to find a therapist, trying to find someone who you're compatible with, that you like, but who's also going to set you straight. You know what I mean? Type of like that was kind of an ordeal trying to find the right therapist. I finally did find someone that I really, truly did like enjoy, but who gave me the raw, honest truth. But like with the help of my husband and my mother-in-law, my therapist, and God, because a lot of this is a lot of prayer, a lot of scripture reading as well, I was able to make it and like get back to myself. And like through this journey, I had realized that I have a testimony to give to other women, that I could possibly help, because I felt like the more I started sharing my story, the more other women start sharing their stories. And I'm like, wow, like I wasn't the only one who went through this. Like, and that's pretty much it. Like, I'm not the only one who goes through this. Do we, like the women I talked to, have we went through the same exact thing? No. But a lot of times there was the same underlining feelings of feeling inadequate, of feeling defeated, of feeling tired, of feeling just the weight of everybody on our shoulders. You know what I mean? Even though it's like, especially, if you're married, I think that's the beauty of marriage, because it kind of takes that weight off your shoulders, but it's just still different. Like, yes, I didn't have to feel the weight of going to work and having to pay the bills and make sure that all our bills are paid, but it was just a different type of weight. So what was I going to say? Oh, that lady, Tammy. Oh gosh, she's the lady who's married to Waka Flocka, I believe. Now, I don't watch their show. I don't even really know who they are like that. Sorry. Even though I'm considered a millennial, I guess I'm on the very tail end, or, the very, I guess, beginning of what they considered a millennial. So I'm really not into a lot of those type of artists and stuff at the moment. But I did hear about her story, and she basically had a breakdown because, she just felt the weight of everything on her shoulders. Like, she's trying to be a mom. She's trying to be, not trying to be a mom, but she's trying to be a good mom and a good wife. And she also wants to do her own thing. I guess she's been wanting to have her own music career for a while now. And the weight of everything, taking care of her home, all that is getting to her. And when I saw her break down and cry, like I had seen this clip on YouTube, and oh my gosh, it just, I'm getting tears right now just thinking about it, because I remember that feeling. I remember the feeling of just feeling so defeated, and like you want to do so much. You want to take care of your family, but then by the end of the day, you have nothing left to give to yourself, So basically, in a nutshell, I know this was kind of a quick little narrative to my story in a nutshell, but I had to work really hard to get to where I'm at now. It wasn't quick and easy. It wasn't as quick as the story I was able to just tell you guys, which I wish it was, but at the same time, I wouldn't be sitting here talking, to you ladies right now. So, but you'll definitely hear more about my journey, throughout this podcast, not this particular episode, but, as we venture along on this journey. So I wanted to know, how are you ladies doing? Like, really, how are you guys doing? We've been locked in for, let's see, I lost count. I feel like 3 weeks or 4 weeks now. I'm not sure. I've honestly lost count, because my daughter's school closed like a week before California said practice shelter in place. So yeah, I'm kind of lost right now, and that's another thing. The days are blending in. Like, I'm losing track of days. I didn't realize what day today was. And I missed out on a couple of things because I didn't realize that, today is that day, So I just want to check in with you ladies. Let me know, how are you guys doing? How is it at home with your kids, with your spouse? Are you by yourself? Maybe you're living by yourself. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well, though. I hope, people aren't going crazy. I know for me, I've been getting a little bit of cabin fever, and I've been hearing how other people have been getting cabin fever too. We want to get out the house. And California right now, it's been raining every single day since Sunday. But I honestly love it. I'm not going to lie. I love the rain. I don't know if it's because I'm a January baby, but I absolutely love the rain. And I guess because also, since I am a stay-at-home mom, I don't have to, go to work in the rain anymore. So, but I've always loved it, even when I had to work. Something, this is why I'm like, gosh, I need to make sure I'm taking my notes down. Oh yeah. Well, I also want to talk about how the struggle is real because, I am at home with my daughter all day, every day. And my husband, he's an essential worker. So normally I get a little bit of a break, but since he's an essential worker, they've been working him like crazy. So he's been working longer hours. I try to let him sleep in, because I'm his immunity is highly important to us. You know what I mean? Because when you don't get adequate amount of sleep, that does break down your immune system. You're more susceptible to, catching colds and, things like that. But normally I get a little bit of a break, if my daughter's at school or even when she was home, before she went to school, in her younger years, I would still get a little bit of a break. I get to, drop her off at her grandma's house and let her play while I go do what I want to do. Or I get to go grab a cup of coffee, or even just going to the gym. I have not been to the gym. I don't even know how long it's been. 4 weeks, 5 weeks? I'm not sure. But I haven't been able to go to the gym, and so there's nowhere to go. So it's like, even if, my husband, gets up and watch our child, I hate saying that, like, can you babysit our child? I remember my husband and I, we talked about this before. Husbands who say, oh, I'm here babysitting the kids. It's like, no, you're not babysitting your kids. You're at home with the kids. But I literally lost my train of thought. But yeah, my whole thing is I can't go anywhere. Even if he sits and, she's in good hands with her grandmother or, with my husband, I have nowhere to go. So, and I think they're even advising at this point to stay home. Like, you literally can't travel anywhere unless you're going to the grocery stores or the pharmacy or, places like that. It is Easter weekend. So yeah, it's so crazy right now. I don't want to say it's so crazy, but it feels weird. Like, I can't go to Starbucks right now. I want to go to Starbucks. I really do. I miss let's see, what's my two favorite? My caramel macchiato and a caramel mocha. But my new favorite for like I won't say this past year, since like 2019 has been the white chocolate mocha. That's bomb. That is so bomb. So, let's see. Oh, so as well, like going back to me trying to have time to myself. I know, like, you could say, oh, well, why don't you use that time when you put her to bed? Use the time after for you. Well, I don't really get to use that time for myself at this moment because I've really been trying to get the podcast going, set up like the website, like just getting all these like little things. And I try to do a lot of that type of stuff after she's in bed because then I can focus more. But I try to do it also throughout the day when she's, running around playing and stuff. But it's just, if you have kids, if you have a child, you know the struggle. You definitely know the struggle. But, let's see. I am working at creating a schedule for myself. I hope you're trying to create and stick with something as well, as far as like a routine for yourself or your family. I've been slowly doing it because, this is our new normal right now. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't our normal routine. So we have to restructure our schedule and our routines, right? But like, I'm definitely struggling with working out and sleeping right now. And it definitely doesn't help, that my husband is an essential worker. Because like I said, he's been working like crazy and I've been trying to let him sleep longer, and all that, like what I just said. But yeah, it's scary out there, but I'm trying to remain optimistic, very optimistic, because yeah, I can't consume the news. I know we already talked about that last time. Just definitely don't turn on the news every single day, all day long. And I've been keeping myself entertained because my daughter has been asking me every single day. I'm like, oh my gosh, girl, I can't do this anymore. But she wants to play Monopoly every single day, which some days in my mind, I am yelling like, no, I don't want to play. Because I'm just like, I am so tired of playing Monopoly. And then of course, okay, I beat her one time. Now, we played a total of 3 times. The first 2 times she won. did I let her win? I really didn't let her win. You know how like sometimes, you kind of let your kids win. No, I didn't let her win. She legitimately like won on her own. And I mean, when I say how she won, it wasn't like we played until all the money and the properties and everything were gone. We played for about 3.5 hours, and I was like, we need to shut this down. We need to tally up how much money and how much properties we have. And, whoever has the most money is the winner. And so she won twice. So the third time I was just playing and I beat her. And my husband is like on me, like, how could you whoop on our child like that? That's not I'm like, hey, I'm teaching her life lessons. How to, use her money properly, that she got to keep her eye out on the other person as well. What are they doing? What do they have? All those type of things. So yeah, I'm just like, girl, no. But I really do like the game in the long run because like I said, it really is teaching her some life skills, like some valuable life skills on how to count money, how to count back money, how to double check her money, how to buy property. Should she run out the gate just buying up all the property with the little bit of money that she does have, or should she wait? So it's like all those things. So I really do enjoy that game. So ladies, let's definitely try to focus on the positive sides of the situations and not the negative. Because I definitely was thinking about I have to play with my daughter instead of I get to play with my daughter. You know what I mean? I get to play with her and teach her these valuable skills instead of like, I have to play with her right now and I'm so tired. So, we just have to think about things on the positive side. So, okay, with all that being said, I have been talking. I didn't realize I was talking so much, but we are definitely going to get into this podcast. And this is part 2 to our what you should be working on while you're at home. Now, I'm not going to spend as much time as I did last time because I've already used a lot of my time talking about this stuff, but I definitely want to, give you guys some more ideas. So just in case you haven't listened to the first podcast, like I said, definitely go back and check that out because we talked about a lot. I broke down a lot of stuff, but just to give you a recap real quick for those of you who did listen, we talked about shopping your closet, creating routines, discovering your body, journaling, practicing your makeup skills, working on your home environment, and finding your signature pose. So now part 2. So the first thing we're going to talk about is working out and practicing meditation. Like I said, for me, I know that it's been a struggle for me personally to really find some type of routine and time that's going to be beneficial for me. I personally enjoyed my gym membership because there was a personal trainer, and I'm at that point in my life where I need to be pushed. When I was in my 20s, I did not need any type of personal trainer. I didn't even need a class. I will go in and go so super hard. I knew what I needed to work on. I knew what I needed to do. And I was out the gym in like an hour and a half. I knew I needed to do weight training and cardio. Now, I don't know if it's just because I'm older, my body, just won't function the way how it used to when I was like 22, but I need a personal trainer. So let's work on working out. Now, there's so many different resources out there. One of my favorite ones at the moment, and kind of has been since I've been a mom, has been YouTube. You can find so many great workout videos on YouTube. I should have brought up, let me see if I can bring up her name real quick. I always say that right, real quick. Let me do it real quick. But there is a lady, so I'm into African dance right now. Like I really enjoy like the dance workouts. it's kind of like, I guess how some people are really crazy about Zumba. I don't like Zumba. I mean, to me, Zumba is just like, it's moving too fast. And I feel like my feet and my body just can't keep up. So I just really can't enjoy Zumba like most people do. But there is a lady I have found this week. Her name is Kukuwa Fitness. That's Kukuwa Fitness. And she actually offers like training, I guess like videos through her website if you would like to purchase that. And this isn't sponsored or anything, but she does have some free workouts on YouTube. And when I tell you this African dance, it's hard. It is hard. It will have you sweating. It will have you burning calories. I think I had started off. Okay, so wait, I think I started off with like 1,300 steps. By the end of that workout, which was like 40 minutes long or 45 minutes long, I had like 4,000 something steps. So I basically did like 3,000 plus steps in that, that short amount of time. So it's definitely a good workout, just try to plan, try to do something, whether it's jump roping, if you have weights, try to do some type of weight routine. That's one thing I'm trying to do. My thing really is the cardio. I know I need to do cardio. It's hard to do cardio right now. At least for me, because I like to walk and I like to jog, and can't really do that too much in my home. So, especially since it's been raining outside. Also practicing meditation. I do have a yoga mat. And I mean, you don't need a yoga mat. You could just literally sit on your couch or your bed. Just YouTube and Google, meditation, because there's so many different ways to meditate now. I think the most common way that most, people most likely think is, sitting on the floor with your legs crossed and, doing that type of thing. But you can meditate any and everywhere. And there's also a podcast that I follow called Meditate, Motivate, Movement. That's on Instagram. And they give you a lot of great tips on how to meditate, especially if you have kids too, because they have kids and they'll give you tips, and they'll show videos on how, they get their kids to meditate and just calm down and relax. I really need to get my daughter on that. I tried when she was like 2 and 3, but I wasn't consistent with it. So let's move on to the next thing. The next thing, which goes in, alignment with the first thing, is to fix your diet and to drink lots of water. Now is the time for us to really be able to focus on our nutrition. We're home. We are home, so we can cook better meals for ourselves, right? If you don't know how to cook, this is the time to learn how to cook as well. But experiment, like something so simple, experiment with salads. I was never a salad girl. Honestly, like I would be the girl when we go out to lunch. I would go out to lunch with my coworkers, and I'm telling you, everybody would order a salad. Not I, because I would order the biggest burger with the French fries and sometimes the milkshake. And I mean, clearly, it caught up to me, but that's a whole nother story. But I'm just like, why are you guys eating salads? Like, if I'm going to a restaurant, I want to eat. I do not want to eat a Cobb salad. I don't want to eat a Southwest salad. I don't want to eat an Asian inspired salad. Like, I want to eat. So anyways, I say all that to say, I learned to change my taste buds. I learned to find a salad that I absolutely enjoy. And it was a lot of trial and error. I just have to keep I just kept on trying to find the right mix, because I think most of the time when people think salad, they think of, what is that lettuce? Iceberg. They think of iceberg lettuce with croutons and ranch dressing. And it's like, no, I never knew the world of salads until my mother-in-law, she's really into like, eating salads and eating organic and stuff. And two, Pinterest. If you go on there, you'll find so many different recipes and ideas on, how to make different salads. So just to tell you guys real quick, like one of the ways I make my salad, I'll make a big giant salad in a bowl. Or I guess I make a salad in a big giant bowl, I should say. And I definitely squeeze my lemon juice on top, because the lemon juice does keep the leaves and the veggies from kind of wilting and getting soggy and stuff. So I'll do like either half a lemon or a full lemon. Half a lemon is good. All over my salad. And my family, like, we literally just take it out the fridge, whether we're eating lunch or we're having dinner. We'll have like a salad on the side. And sometimes we'll have the salad as the main course with like adding chicken or any type of other like meat. So the base of my salad consists of, and it changes. It's not always exactly the same, because sometimes I may not have that ingredient. Sometimes I, add extra ingredients. But as far as the base, it is spinach, cabbage, and or kale. So those are my leafy greens. The cabbage, I do prefer, is it red cabbage or purple? I think on the sign it says red cabbage. Green cabbage is good too. I just prefer the red because it looks prettier. But then we would also use cucumber, bell pepper of any color. What else do we use in there? Oh, red onion. I always have to have red onion in there. Cilantro, parsley, right? I think that's how you pronounce it. And cucumbers. I think I said that already. I think that's it. I think that's pretty much the base of, and tomatoes. That's the base of our salad. And then of course we'll add things per salad. Like once you put it in your own bowl, then if you want olives or mushrooms or, things like that. So yeah, definitely just start trying to figure out your diet. I hate saying diet, but, figure out the choice of foods that you're eating to make yourself healthier. Juicing, that's another good thing too. We used to have a juicer, but ours broke. So we need to replace that. But juicing is a great way to add in the nutrients to your body, like right away. I know this is something I still need to work on. I'm not going to lie. Since my daughter has been home, since we've been practicing shelter in place, I have been eating ice cream a lot. For some reason, my mind's like, this is kind of like vacation mode right now. Like, let's just chill. Let's just go grab, 2 or 3 scoops of our favorite ice cream and watch TV at 11 o'clock at night, So I need to honestly get myself out of that habit, because I have created that habit. But like I said, this is a journey, right? Because sometimes we'll slip, we'll fall. We may, we make that journey of taking 5 steps forward and we'll slip and fall and take 2 steps back. But we know that we don't have to stay in that particular area, that we can, progress and move. And another thing is drinking lots of water. I know for me personally, I haven't been drinking as much water because why? Part of the reason, I'm not moving my body. I'm not working out. I'm not exercising. I'm staying indoors. But still make sure you're trying to get a good amount of water per day, because you don't want to dehydrate yourself, just sitting at home. And it's so easy in the wintertime too. So another thing, let's move on to the next thing you can work on, are finding new hobbies and possibly working on projects that you put off, right? I'm trying to think of a project I know. I have so many like little projects. It's kind of overwhelming though. But let's focus on the hobbies. So creating a new hobby, finding a new hobby, I should say, or, just getting back to the hobby that you really do enjoy, start working on that. Most likely, if it's a new hobby, yes, it might be a little bit more difficult for you to actually start that hobby if you need to go out and purchase things, or, if you have to be out. Like, I'm not telling you to go out and learn how to kayak because, clearly you can't do that right now. But maybe you might want to learn how to sew. Do you have a sewing machine? If you do, pick it up. I mean, well, not pick up the sewing machine, but like pick up the hobby, like try it. Maybe you want to get into the hobby of photography. Bust out your camera, go on YouTube, go on Google, figure out, like, find new ways to, edit your photos or how to take pictures in a different way. So there's a lot of things you can definitely do with, learning a new hobby. Moving right along, play with your hair. So this one, this one is interesting because I've been hearing a lot about how women they're just like going crazy right now because they can't, get their hair done. They have to do their hair themselves. And it's like, wow, I didn't realize so many people, well, I can't say it's a lot of people, but it feels like it's a lot of people who get their hair done. I guess for me personally, because I've always just kind of done my own hair, but I've been wanting to go to the salon. I guess at this time right now, it's like it's in my favor that I know how to, do twists or braids or, whatever it is that I want to do. But definitely play with your hair. Maybe you can find a new hairstyle if you are a natural, or if you have, like your own hair out. Try different styles that you probably wouldn't have done before because you're too busy, working, being out. Maybe you can find a better technique at doing your hair. And that's something that I've been working on right now is just trying to find like a really good routine in taking care of my hair. Cause I know my hair is really not like top priority for me. I'm like, as long as it's not dry and brittle and breaking, but I'm like, no, I need to create a better hair care regimen than just washing my hair, once a week or once every 2 weeks. Like, I really want to get into like deep conditioning, and also learning my hair texture. Like right now, my hair texture is low porosity. And I'm still learning about that. And I'm like trying to figure out, well, what is like the best method for my hair to receive the maximum hydration level, to keep my hair hydrated longer. So, like I always say, Google, YouTube are like your best friends when it comes to stuff like this. Play with fake hair. Maybe order a wig online, or braids, or just have fun. Just have fun. That's all I could say. Moving along. Another thing you can do is watch feminine girly movies. And I don't know why this kind of just brings me back to the music playlist, how I told you guys how I had the feminine energy mix, but just to see like, I'm trying to think of some movies off the top of my head. Like, I really did like Pretty Woman. What else? My Best Friend's Wedding. Like, I like those like rom-com type of movies. So like, find those type of movies that you really do enjoy, but also take notes, I should say, for like the way how these women are dressing, their mannerisms. Like, what are some things you can take away from that character? Let me think. I'm trying to think of somebody. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head right now, but yeah, just pay attention to their mannerisms. maybe you want to become more like sexy with your husband. I know after a period of time, I feel like that kind of goes out the window. Like, not unless you really are focused on making sure that doesn't go out the window. But maybe look at how this woman is talking to her husband, how she like seducing her husband. What's her tone of voice? What's her pitch? And, things like that. So it doesn't have to be, trying to seduce your husband. It could be anything. Like, how is this woman that you resonate with in this movie? How is she at work? Like, what is it that you like about her in this work scene with her boss, or she's the boss, but with her employees, or, so definitely just watch like those type of movies just to take notes on. Next, I would say protect your energy. So let's work on protecting ourselves. I definitely want to get more into this in another podcast, because I feel like part of protecting your energy is also knowing your triggers. You also need to be strong enough to remove yourself from people who don't belong in your presence. And I know that's difficult, especially if it's family, but there's still a way you can treat family with being, without being disrespectful. So you can still be respectful, but you're still protecting your energy. So one of the ways I can honestly say you can protect your energy is just by, let me get something to drink, because once again, my throat is dry. Okay, I got some hot tea. Have you guys tried mint tea? That's like my new favorite tea right now. I'm trying to wean myself off coffee and caffeine. So this mint tea is caffeine free and it's really good. It's been my favorite tea. So one of the ways you can protect your energy is just by reading scripture. So if you are a believer, pull out your Bible, start reading, Google, different scriptures on. Oh, here goes my heater. I forgot my heat. This is how cold it is right now. Let me go turn off my heater. I'll be right back, ladies. Okay, so we're back. Okay, so yeah, just read different scriptures. I know for me personally, reading, not just reading, but like having my favorite scriptures at hand can really enhance my mood. And if I can reflect back upon it, it can also calm me down. So when I was suffering a lot from anxiety, because I would just worry about things and feel like I had no control over certain things, I would pull up one of my favorite scriptures, which is Proverbs 3:5 or 3-5, or Proverbs 3:5-7. Let me get it right. So the scripture goes, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. In all your ways, obey him, and he will make your path smooth and straight. So I know this scripture really comforted me when I felt like my energy, my peace, my sanity sometimes was being interrupted and tested. It just brought me a great deal of comfort. Another thing you can do to protect your energy is give yourself positive affirmations. It's best if you can write these down in a journal, on a Post-it note. I prefer a journal because when there are moments when I'm having a hard day or I'm doubting myself, if I can remember, because, sometimes when you're upset or you're frustrated, you're not really thinking about these type of things. But if I could remember, I would go open up my journal and read my affirmations. And then also just my gratitude as well. Like that's another thing too. That will put me in a better mood as well. And then also just like your circle of friends, get rid of that negative person. If you're surrounded by negative people who are always condescending, who always gossips about other people, They're not on any type of journey to better themselves. You don't just remove yourself from them. And if you can't really do so just like that, well, still, like I said, there's still ways that you can be respectful, but still have your distance as well. So let's work on that, ladies. So moving along, which kind of pertains to what I just talked about, is finding your tribe. I know this was a little more difficult sometimes because if you don't know who your tribe is, or if you don't have a tribe, it's kind of hard to find that, but what I mean by finding a tribe is like people who are positive, other women who are positive, uplifting, and they don't have to be just women too. It could be, males as well, but find that group of people who are going to inspire you to do better in the long run. One of the ways you can try to find your tribe is, of course, the people around you. But a lot of times we may not be in an environment where we can find those people. So I know for me personally, I kind of found a tribe on Instagram. So Instagram is, you can find your niche on Instagram if you search for the right hashtags. So let's say you're a mom and, great example, solo parenting. Like, I don't know if you guys know what that is, but that's when you are married, but your spouse works so much that you're the one who's pretty much raising the kids. Yes, you do have the financial support of your spouse, but as far as dealing with your home and your kids, that's pretty much all on you 24/7, pretty much. So you can type in the word, solo parenting, and you'll start to see posts, and, you'll be directed to other people's pages that pertain to that specific niche. And, you could just start building relationships with the people online that way. You can definitely also check out like YouTube videos, and same thing. You just type that in the search bar and you'll probably find women making videos on whatever it is that you search for. Let's see. Let me see. Who can I give an example to? An example of that. Oh, perfect example is Chrissy. She's a YouTuber. And a couple years ago, when I was starting my journey, like, okay, I need to get back to finding myself. I was looking up femininity, but I really wanted to hear it from the perspective of another Black woman. Like, what is she doing? What is she working on? How is she leveling herself up? And Chrissy's videos popped up. I think at the time when I started following her, I can't even remember how many followers she had, but like I was one of the one of the first people. Let me just put it to you like that. But I found her videos. After a lot of searching, I found her videos and I really did enjoy it. Even though her video wasn't particularly addressing me as a Black woman, it was still addressing Black women, and I like that. So I ended up following her, and then because of her channel, I was able to find other ladies' channels as well. So, and then of course, just attending different events. You can go to, what is that? I think it's called Meetup. Great example. If you're a reseller, you can do like the Poshmark events. Well, of course not now, but I'm for sure there's a lot of virtual stuff that's going on right now. People are definitely making do with what they have. So, and then I'm just going to kind of run through the last few, which is create a vision board. I know the new year's over, and I know 2020 feels like we just want to throw it away and start all over already. But you can still create your vision board, still dream and imagine, be creative on what it is that you still want. When we come out of all this, what are your goals? What's your aspirations? This kind of goes into like manifestation too, where you visually have something on your vision board. So let's say it is to buy a new home. So you put the picture of the home. It may not be the same exact home, but put a picture of a home that you really like, something that you wouldn't mind buying, maybe even write out the price that you want to pay, and, get visuals of how you want your interior, home furnishings to look like, and have that out. And when you see it, you just visualize and you tell yourself, this is my home. This is me in my new home. I will be enjoying my new home. I'll be waking up in my bed in my new home. I'll be having, wine and cocktails with my girls in my new home. I will have dinner parties in my new home. I'm going to put groceries in my fridge in my new home. Just think about stuff like that. Even when, like for me personally, I'll brush my teeth in the morning, visualizing, or at least saying like, I'm going to be brushing my teeth in my new bathroom inside my new home. Like, just keep, just reiterate that to yourself. So you can definitely create your vision board so you can visually see what it is that you're trying to achieve, but also speak it into existence, right? Work on breaking one bad habit and create one good habit. So like I said earlier, for me, one of my bad habits is caffeine, and I've been on it heavily. So I'm trying to break that one bad habit during this time by slowly introducing tea in place of my 2 to 3 cups a day, coffee addiction. So, just work on that. There's so many, like, whatever your bad habit is. You could be smoking, you can be drinking a lot. Maybe it is sugar, maybe you need to break that sugar habit. And start slow. Yourself. Don't try to sit here and go cold turkey if you're not the cold turkey type of person. Because if you're not, then what's going to happen? You're going to end up, for instance, if it is like sweets, then you're going to binge on that, right? You're not going to make a slow progression. So instead of saying, I'm not eating any more sugar, if you normally eat, I don't know, I'm going to say like half a bag of cookies a day, or that's a lot. But I mean, everybody, it's just different. So let's say like, I'm going to use myself. I know I'm eating a scoop of ice cream every single night before bed. And it's like, okay, well, maybe if I just cut it down to like half a cup of ice cream before bed. Or maybe I could try every other day, or, so just play around with it, and don't beat yourself up if you don't kick your habit, but at least you're trying. And I think that's the best part. Read. You can order books online. You can download books online. You can, for sure, you have books at home that you haven't finished reading, haven't started reading. And then you can also, what is it? I think it's called Libby. You can download this app called Libby if you have a library card, and you can listen to audiobooks. Now, I know an audiobook is slightly different than reading a book. I honestly prefer to read a book. However, I know I just don't really have the time to sit and read and fully engage in a book as a mom especially at this point. I tried reading a book this morning, and I think I got through like half a page. I got through half a page. So now I'm like, okay, I really need to get on the audiobook, because at least I can have my little earpiece in my ear listening to the audiobook, getting the information that I want and need from that particular book. But yeah, let's grow our minds by reading if you can. And if not, that's okay. Substitute with the audiobook. And then these last two items, you can definitely check out my YouTube video to get more information on. But they are creating a music playlist, which I had mentioned earlier, and also finding your own style icon. So like I said, definitely check out my YouTube channel because I do have videos on those two items separately. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, ladies. I know that was a lot to go through, but I kind of wanted to just get that out there. I didn't want to make like a part 3. Yeah. So you can definitely check out the first podcast and listen to that. Yeah. And I hope you ladies are working on something. Now, everything that I listed, I'm not working on. Everything I listed, I hope you don't work on all at one time because you will overwhelm yourself. You'll feel frustrated and frazzled, and then you'll be like, why can't I do this? Well, you're trying to do, I don't know how many things I listed total, like 20. Like that's a lot of things to try to change during this time. So I would say, maybe pick 3 to 5 that you really, really like. And then from that 3 to 5, start with 1 or 2 and try to get that down within 1 to 2 weeks. And once you mastered that, then move on to your next, top that you had picked, your 3 to 5 items. So for example, you might pick working out, your skincare routine, shopping your closet, and I don't know, what did I just say? Read. So what's the easiest thing you can do at this moment? For you, it might be reading. You might have that time in the morning to sit and read, or, late at night to sit and read. So focus on that. And then once you can do that consistently, then move on to, shopping your closet. So, well, ladies, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. It will be put up on YouTube as well, except this time I will not do a video. And sorry for those of you who did watch it on YouTube. I don't know what happened to my video. I think for some reason my camera loved my plant and my wall more than it loved me. So I was out of focus for the whole entire filming of that. But hey, we grow. We make mistakes, we learn from it, and we grow. So that's all I can say. So ladies, I hope you guys will have a wonderful and fabulous day. Don't forget to be fabulous. And also, please keep choosing joy. Have a good day.